Well, I think I felt at many other endeavors before I came to cinema. I didn't come as a prodigy. I was no Wunderkind. I have been writing since I'm reading, and certainly when I went to college, I wrote a lot of plays, all of them remarkably terrible. When I was in high school and younger, my adolescence was focused on music, and I wanted to be a musician very much, but I didn't have talent. I love photography, still photography, but I don't really like to touch cameras. So when eventually I went to film school in my 20s, and that's where for the first time I found things clicked in a way they never had before. And since I had had so much failure before, it was very easy for me to recognize a sign that I was on the right path of finding a mode of expression artistically. I simply don't have any talent I don't have any talent for painting or drawing or sculpture. I really don't have much talent of that sort at all. I found that with film, I could integrate my love of music as well of story and art. Everything could fuse together in a way that was very exciting for me. But it's sort of to say, why didn't I become a painter or a sculptor? I mean, I never had that talent. Music is something I always think about when I'm writing a screenplay. I think about the opportunity to integrate music in a dramatic way, but oftentimes I don't settle on exactly what kind of music will be used until post-production, until I've already finished the film. Because I had some success with Welcome to the Dollhouse, all my subsequent films, doors have been open to me to work with all sorts of musicians, which it was very exciting. Belle and Sebastian came over to the States to work with me. Devendra Banhart very excited to work with me. Nathan Larson and Nina Persson. Also, I love working with musicians, but it's about finding the right music. Just because I like a song or I like a piece of music or I like a composer doesn't mean it's the right composer or the right music. It's finding what's right for the film. Music videos, I've almost done a lot, but I've not done any. A lot of, I think years ago, Elton John asked me. Recently, Rufus Wainwright asked me, and a lot of people. It always interests me. But somehow all the elements were never quite in place to make it make sense for me, so I've never done one. That's for others to say. In the United States, it's very difficult to survive as an independent filmmaker. There are very, very few Americans who actually have careers making films outside of the studio system. Maybe I would say less than 10 in the whole country. Most people are dependent on studio financing and so forth. I'm lucky. I really am. I am not a model for anyone. I think you have to find your own way in the world and figure out how to navigate these treacherous waters. I don't really have much advice at all. I'd really leave it to others to say whether I am worth paying attention to or not.